Our thriller opening sequence both follows and challenges typical thriller conventions. This first shot starts with what appears someone lighting a candle, out of focus. Already, our film is following typical thriller elements, as there are several enigmas created by this, as in who this is and why they are doing that. A candle is used because it creates a sense of tension, telling us there is little light wherever they are. Also, candles aren't the greatest light source, and the dark is always associated with danger, adding to the suspense. Shutter Island used matchlight effectively, so we decided we'd try using it here. Following the forms of an opening sequence, cast and crew credits play over the opening. The chalk-like font is used because it has links to the written symbols on the walls and the writings in the diary that appear in the opening. The opening titles to the film Seven have a similar handwritten font. This type of font is used in thrillers because it is unnerving, almost looking like scrawlings on the wall. This shot has a colouring effect put over it. The scene is more dull, like a nuclear winter. This adds a sense of realism and sets the right mood for a thriller. This is more a contemporary thriller convention, as technology is developed making it easier to achieve this. It has been used more and more. Here is our first shot of our protagonist. Thriller film leads tend to be male, but here we have a female, challenging the thriller convention, to say to the viewer that a female lead can be just as interesting and capable as a male one. Again, more enigmas are created about where she is going and why. Rundown and urban locations are a common setting in conventional thrillers. They create realism. Like the candle, a torch creates tension because you can only see what's in the light, and the antagonist could be hiding in the shadows. The candle is a classic thriller convention, and the torch is more a conventional thriller convention. The score is atmospheric and unsettling, another thriller convention. Here we see kinetic camera work. This is often used in many genres, including thrillers, to create a sense of realism. This is used a lot in more contemporary thrillers than classic, making them gritty and feel real, making events even more tense. The symbols on the wall are an intertextual reference to the Da Vinci Code, where they find a symbol written in blood. Symbols bring enigmas with them, making it seem there's some greater event happening, and the symbols have some sort of link.
October 12th, 1996. No one would listen, and no one believed us. But today, we are ever so close to finding the truth.
The diegetic diary entry voiceover, used in films like The Butterfly Effect and I Am Legend, helps to slowly reveal the past events that happened to the male protagonist, which creates suspense, as we expect bad things to happen. Also, the main protagonist reading the diary means that there is potential danger for her too, if she is following in his footsteps. Talk of the missing days and maps and symbols make it clear these events are not from the start of the film, but from later on. This is used often in many thrillers to tease what is to come, enticing the viewer.
The truth about the missing days. Somehow, someone was steps ahead of us, finding the symbols, the maps, the letters. With all this now, we can discover.
From the dialogue and the low production values, this film has a very British feel. The voiceover, being an English accent, gives it away that this is a British-made film, but still, American films tend to have greater budgets, even the indie films, whereas British films make up for their low production values with a strong script.
What really went on, but I must hurry. I fear I've been followed.
The suspense and tension start to ramp up from this point. Many conventions of thrillers in general and psychological thrillers occur in the rest of the sequence. The score stops to really highlight the noises in the background, creating suspense. A canted angle is used here to signify that bad events are about to occur. Also, the scared feeling of the male protagonist. This is a classic thriller convention, being used right back in the film Psycho. The candle blows out and he drops the matches, so the audience denotes that he is in danger.
Oh shit.
The scene returns to the main protagonist, creating suspense because we have left the male protagonist in a tense situation, and also the female protagonist appears to be following what the male protagonist was doing, making her seem in danger too. The matches on the floor are found by her, emphasizing that she is literally following in his footsteps, creating tension due to the fact that she may discover something bad as she continues to follow. The score in this half of the opening sequence is very tense and unnerving, building up to a climax at the end. The cuts also have an increased pace, a common thriller convention to ramp up the tension to a shocking climax. Here are several thriller conventions. A face over the shoulder appearing confirms our fears from earlier, that something or someone would come out the darkness. The antagonist is wearing a suit. The connotations of this is that he either works for powerful people or is a powerful person himself. Suits are often worn to show authority and power. Overlapping editing and a boom, non-diegetic sound effect are combined to affirm the fact that our protagonist has been caught by the bad guys. The candle dropping signifies the male protagonist's demise. The sweep transition is also used, we thought pretty inventively, for the same reason. It is like a page of a book turning, linking back to the diary. The last part has very kinetic camera work, fast edits, and a hyped up score, all leading up to a climax of the event. This is a classic convention for thrillers. It seems she realizes she is in danger and attempts to hurry out. The protagonist trips, the score cuts, and the screen goes black. The torch rolling across the floor creates more enigmas about her fate. The title from the film pops up at the end, like many opening sequences, signifying the end of the opening and the start of the film. The titles themselves create even more enigmas. This is how a thriller opening sequence both uses and challenges the conventions of classic and contemporary thrillers.